What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I am Love Coach Scott Catamas, and I'm coming to you live from the Los Angeles Conscious Life Expo. And it's really cool to be here. In fact, whoops, I didn't want to do that. What I did want to do is I'm going to change my background. I'm going to briefly go to this background, although once I have my guests with me, you're going to see where we are in a hotel room. And we've got a really fun and a very different show tonight. We're going to have live friends coming in from the expo. Already in my room are Renee and Anthony. And when Renee and Anthony are here, you also get Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, and about a dozen or more other incredible beings. So we've got quite a bit there. And Connie is with us. And Andrew is going to zoom in. And we've got other friends. There's Andrew. He's with us. I just saw him giving us a loving. There, I'll put him on. There he is real quickly. And because we're going to hear from Connie and Andrew, they're going to share these beautiful 10 principles that I recently heard that really, really touched my heart. And Connie's right here. She's right there. We also have Omashar with us, as always. He's going to play some music for us in just a moment. And we've got the wonderful Fanny and Vigari. There's Fanny in her hand. And they're going to play some music. And it's the return of Jay Mayer. Jay is back. I see Eleanor Joy is excited about that. I'm excited too. And the intelligent, lovely, talented Jan Kaplan is also with us. And we're going to start a whole new series of practicing light touch together. We're going to really drop deeper into the light touch experience. So we've got lots of fun stuff happening, lots of fun guests. We always start Saturday night with music, but before we do that, I just want to welcome those of you who are watching on our Facebook pages. We are going out to over 100 Facebook groups and pages, and that's because we've got the SINE network, S-I-N-E network, that does a wonderful job of getting us out to so many of you. Now listen, if you're watching on the Conscious Awakening Network, or on one of the YouTube channels, you're watching on Facebook, that's great. Come on in, come join the Global Peace Tribe. That way you're going to get the links to all of our shows. It's really easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com. Globalpeacetribe.com, you can learn all about who we are and what we do. Click register for the new season. Here at the Expo, I've had so many people coming up to me saying, thank you, I love your show, it means so much to me. So if you're watching for the first time or you're kind of new to us, come join the Global Peace Tribe so you can get the links and come on into the Zoom room for all of our shows. We do 3 shows every week. On Wednesday night, we do show on Wednesday nights. We do show on quantum manifestation with a lot of guests, and they all offer brilliant tools Now you're thinking, well, I missed that. No, you didn't. When you register, you're also going to get an email on Monday with all the replays of the previous shows. So that way, even if you can't see it live, you get the replay. Here's the show that we're doing tonight and tomorrow. We are coming to you live from the Conscious Life Expo. We're going to have Danyan Brinkley, the Twin Ray, Raquel Spring, Kimberly Meredith. Most of them are coming in actually tomorrow. So definitely register. You'll get the links right away. You'll be in our Zoom room in about 90 seconds. It's really worth it. But because it's Saturday night, we always want to start with music. And we love Omashar. He is my co-pilot on the Awakening World. I love that you've got the background. And what do you got for us tonight, Omashar, to kick us off?
Namaste and aloha, and I'm right here with you virtually. And so we're going to start off with a song called Come Back and Play. And so let's just take a few moments, take a deep breath, put our hands on our heart, and know that we're all in here, in the center of our hearts together as one. And so here we go. Here we go. In the beginning when we were one, life was fun. The human race had just begun. When you were children you loved to play in the sun. So tell me now, where have you gone? Come back and field of dreams in between. You are the children of the sun, all of you. The world awaits your point of view. So come back and play with the divine. You're part of me.
Oh, I love that one. That's a really good one.
That was so fun. I couldn't keep my eyes. I got the gallery view here. We have you guys dancing away, and everyone else swaying. It was hard to stay focused. It was so fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Omashar. And Omashar will be back with one more song tonight, at least. So thank you, brother. I love you so much.
Love you too. Namaste.
I am with Renee and Anthony. You've probably seen them on the show before. They've been on a few times. And what's it like being here at the Conscious Life Expo? And you go ahead. I'll answer your question. You can talk to me.
Yes, absolutely. So it's great kind of being back at a physical event again, and the booths are, we're having a lot of fun. We spoke yesterday on divine feminine and divine masculine balance. So
I love being back because we're able to be with
physical
people again. We're able to touch and see and just be with them. And of course, Yeshua and Magdalene, they love being with people. It's magical.
Yeah,
It really is.
because a lot of our work is touching, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's like the energy force that kind of comes through. And when we did our talk, which was only an hour, it's hard for us. Everything that we do is 3 or 4 hours long because when Yeshua comes through and Magdalene comes through, they want to acknowledge every single person in the room.
Yes, they do.
Physically, they want to hold their hands. And so we just love this.
So just make sure everybody understands. Anthony channels multiple beings, including Yeshua. Some people know him as Jesus. And so I've got a question for you.
Mhm.
When you're experiencing Yeshua coming through you, like, where's Anthony? Are you kind of observing Yeshua, or are you kind of merged as one? What's going on? How's that work for you?
I think that's a good question. But at this time, when Yeshua comes through and Magdalene, when they both come through, I become one with them. And everything opens up.
It wasn't always that way.
No,
And so it's evolved.
it's
Yeah.
evolved, yes. Spirituality within ourselves evolves.
That
It's
makes
always
sense.
a journey all the time.
And do you remember what was said afterwards? Like, does Anthony, an hour later, 2 hours later, remember what was said?
Sometimes, yes. Not all the time.
More at a macro level rather
Yeah.
than the details.
The details I don't always remember, but I do remember being in the room and being with people. And yeah,
What a beautiful experience.
yes.
And it was very strange for you at first, though. This was not something you had trained for. It just happened.
Nothing I've ever studied before, no. It just came upon me.
Isn't that something?
And it was in the beginning, he would be up here.
Mhm.
He would always say,
I'm going to put myself over.
like, sweetie, where are you? Or is everything okay? Right. When sometimes the energies would come in and they were big, I'd be like, are you okay? And he's like, I'm here.
I'm here. I
Yeah.
would put myself over because it was a bit frightening at first.
Wow.
So
I'd love to open it up. If anybody has questions for Renee and Anthony, they're going to be with us for just a few more minutes, and then we're going to bring Connie and Andrew on. But if there's any questions, definitely let us know, because they're such an interesting couple, and how we're going to talk more about this a little bit. We just did a little video recording for 2 weeks from now. They're going to be on our Enlightened Partnership show, but just kind of on that direction. How is it being married to Yeshua and Mary Magdalene? How is that?
It sounds like a book.
Yeah,
How is book or a film should
yeah,
be.
yeah. I mean, we had Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie when I was a kid. Well, you've got a dream of, Yeshua.
It's interesting. It is a bit like that, actually. And so what is fascinating for us is that Yeshua's energy is coming through
I
now.
just saw that.
You can feel the
Yeah,
energy
I saw
shift.
that.
And
Wow.
when Anthony and Renee are having a conflict over something, sometimes I'll call Yeshua through and everything just goes to divine oneness.
Oh, wow.
So there can be no conflict.
Oh, God.
It's
love that.
impossible, right?
That's
Because
awesome.
right, you always nip it in the bud through the non-duality of remembrance.
remembrance,
Yes.
remembering who you are in this lifetime, remembering the joy and the beauty, the light and the love, the source, the oneness, the unity consciousness, the God source, the goddess source of who you are in this lifetime. That is truly the message. It is about the heart and love. That is the message. It is so simple, it's
Yeshua-
hard at times.
Yeshua's the best therapist.
Beautiful. And I want to say being in person with them, because I've done this online with them before, but just right now, looking into his eyes and feeling you, the being.
I feel you. That is what I do. I mirror your love. I mirror you. I become you. I am you. I am who I am. I am that which I am. I become that which I become through you, because you allow it. You receive me,
In
and
your
I receive
in your auric field.
Mm.
this is what I am. This is what you are as well. And all those that look here, this is who you are. You are becoming that which you are becoming again through love, as you put it out there. Again, one soul touches an infinite amount of souls, one soul at a time, one heart at a time.
This feels really good. I gotta say.
Which is what you do with your work, Scott. You know, you get all these voices and everybody out there. It's
Oh,
amazing.
thank you. All right, I'm checking to see if there's questions. Yes, Laura Chamberlain asks, does Yeshua talk about the energy shift coming up in mid-March? Pluto going into Aquarius, the heavens cross, the spring solstice.
Everything is connected. You as human beings are connected to all things. You are what is of stardust. You are the makings of it. Celebrate the changes that occur within your own galaxy, within your own planetary systems. Celebrate. Always celebrate, enjoy,
Because part of it is the intention.
because you are
Yeah.
made of it as well.
Mhm.
Intend
The
it.
intention.
We are stardust.
You are made of stardust in a manner of speaking. Yes,
Mm,
you are.
mm. And Raquel Spring is going to be up sometime tonight, and so we'll ask her that question because she's our beloved astrologer. Kiki writes, I'm feeling this is so beautiful. Chills of angel bumps. Carol writes, Anthony is seeing the love that Scott shares in his work on a daily basis.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
We
Thank you.
acknowledge you, Scott.
And the angel bumps you're feeling is because we also channel the angelic realm, and they're always in our auric field. Yeah, we don't talk about that much, largely because they don't communicate so much as they heal.
Mm,
They come through for healing. But they're always in our fields.
We love you. I love you. I see you and I acknowledge you. And I am with you always. Ad infinitum.
It's a lot to take in the love of Yeshua. I gotta tell you, I'm breathing deeply right now.
As Matt Kahn would say, I'm vibrating on both sides.
Yeah, beautiful. Here's a question from Sylvia. Do you experience Magdalene and Yeshua as separate beings, and how do they address our lingering sexism? Beautiful question. So-
great,
and here's
great
Sylvia. I'm
question.
gonna bring her on for a minute, just so I so appreciate her.
That's a great question.
We love you, Sylvia. Thank you for that question.
Awesome.
Good. 1 second, please.
So Magdalene's gonna come through to address that one. So think about it as just a frequency away, right? For them to blend into each other.
I am Magdalene and I'm here. Give me that question again and I will
Yeah.
answer it.
About the blending.
The blending
connection.
of
So the question is, do you experience Magdalene and Yeshua as separate beings? That's the first question.
Yes.
And then the second part of the question is, how do they address our lingering sexism in our culture?
Okay, I will answer that question.
Magdalene's energy is a little different. You can probably all feel that.
Do I, as Anthony, do we experience it separately? We do. I do. Yes. Different energies, different frequencies, but within the same vibration. The characteristics are different. The mannerisms are different. And I am a different being. Yeshua is a different being. And it will come through me, Anthony, in a different way. And I will come through you in a different manner as well. However, two always become one. Your planet is becoming one again. The sexes are becoming equal again. Two become one again. Now, we speak about sexism. The feminine is on the rise. Don't stop it. You cannot stop it. It will continue and continue, won't it, Gaia?
Yes.
Yes, it will. Allow the masculine to be there with you and to support you. But as women, we are on the rise again. There is no stopping us. We will become who we are again, equal partners in one. And when that occurs, you will see a great shift on your earth plane. It's happening gradually, little by little, but it is happening. Take your time. You have plenty of time.
The one thing I'll add there is when we first started channeling, the energies felt very different and they
Yes.
still feel different, but you notice how with ease and grace, that Anthony moves between those energies.
Scott, I like you too.
Thank you.
You're a good man, one of the best. You are a great balance of both masculine and feminine energies. And I've said this to you before, and I will say it again. You represent what human beings are going to become in the future. Know this. You are the precipice of the divinity of feminine and masculine coming together as one. And so be it.
Because when we truly don't see the
Thank you.
difference, we're just energy. There's no polarity anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm
Thank you.
honored and humbled. Reverend Jeffrey writes, we now live as a humanity that knows of black holes. What more mystery of divine wisdom do you need to be in awe? I'm not sure if that's a question or not. I think
It
it's
is a
statement.
beautiful statement.
It
It's
is,
a beautiful
yeah.
statement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Carol writes, I feel goosebumps watching Anthony. His energy is flowing through cyberspace incredibly strongly. Dia writes, I celebrate the gift you just gave me. I'm weeping beautifully.
I want to say this to all of you, as Miriam of Magdala, that I flow through all of you. During this transmission, I am flowing through all of us that are here now. It is not only me, but it is all of us.
Yeah.
Remember that, Scott. It is not me, but it is you.
Yeah,
I can only come through you because you receive me.
and it comes through all of us in different ways. It comes through my hands. It
Yes.
comes through his voice.
How do you wish that I come through you? It is up to you. But I thank you for your message and your acknowledgement of who I am as well. It's been a long time coming.
I want to take a moment to share people how you can get more Renee and Anthony. So what website should we go to?
BlueSoulEarth.com.
Okay, the audience still sees you.
Okay.
Just so you know, we're seeing me pulling up Blue Soul Earth. And now we're going to go to Blue Soul Earth. So everybody, Blue Soul Earth is the website. And share with us a little bit about what we got going on here.
Yeah, so Blue Soul Earth, what we're mainly focused on right now is our memberships. And the reason we did that post-COVID is our community wanted us to meet regularly. So Magdalene Sisters, what you see there, and the square to the left or to the right, depending on where you're looking at it. Sorry about that newsletter sign.
I'm going to sign up for the newsletter. Everybody sign up for the newsletter.
X button there, but it's not.
There it
big
is.
enough.
Okay, so
So Magdalene Sisters, that is channeling of Magdalene twice a month, and sometimes we do more, and that's a monthly membership, women only. So we gather as women online from all over the world, and that's for part one, sacred container, women only, and then Anthony comes in for part two and does brings forth the Magdalene energy for Q&A and healing.
Beautiful.
And then Blue Soul Ignite is really, it's, you know, co-ed, it's for men and women. And it's probably our biggest community in the sense that it's global. So we meet morning and we meet evenings and we do guided meditations, we do channeling, and we also do healing, collective healing. as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So those are our two sort of membership programs. And then the fun thing that we've started, which is free, is Blue Soul Summit, which is a series of interviews with some of the same guests that Scott has.
I
had.
see a lot of familiar
Yeah, you
faces
see a lot of
there.
Familiar faces. So, you know, it's ongoing, and at bluesoulsummit.com, you can just sign up, and we're on season 6, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, we're on season 6. So we're doing stuff on quantum physics and cosmology and consciousness and channeling and a myriad of topics.
Wow.
So
Well,
and it's a lot.
as you can see, you're offering so much. So you're really living in service. You know, I had been spending time with the Twin Ray a lot these last couple of days, and they talk so much about the importance of couples like this coming together to be of divine service. And you two are doing it.
Thank you so much. We feel that. We feel that. We are here for that purpose for sure.
And we're just getting started.
Everything slows down.
Oh, thank you so much, Renee and Anthony. They'll be back in 2 weeks on our Enlightened Partnership Show, 2 weeks from tonight. So we'll see you again then.
Yes, absolutely. We love you much.
I love you guys so much. This
Go
has been
kayaking soon.
amazing. I would love that.
Kayaking, let's
I'll be
go
back in Tiburon next week.
Okay,
All
perfect.
right.
Pax, Gaudium, Amor, Vobis ad infinitum est semper. Love and joy and peace is always with you, infinite. Remember this.
Mhm. Mhm.
He
Om
speaks
Shanti Shanti Om Hari Om. So, and to all of you,
He does love his Latin
Wow.
it is a sacred language.
and has
Just
been
as
known to
Sanskrit is.
recite the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic.
I'm going to go to my co-pilot, Omashar, for a moment. Omashar, I would love for you to share your experience of this as I get up and bring in our next guest. But Omashar, I'm putting the spotlight on you, pal. Let's keep some good. I'm going to go to gallery view. Let's twinkle this amazing couple. And thank you, Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. What an amazing experience to be with them. Wow. Wow.
Right. And so Yeshu and Mary Magdalene are so dear to my heart. So when I feel them coming through this beautiful platform, I'm just filled with light and hope, because everything in my mind that gets in the way of my own clarity gets washed out of the way when I'm listening to Yeshu or Mary Magdalene coming through. So that is kind of it, I think, Scott, right now. So yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Thank you for the grapes and the phone chat.
Absolutely. We're bringing in Connie. Go ahead and sit here, Connie.
Great. Do you live in the Bay?
Oh, all right. I'm going to bring up beautiful, beloved Andrew. And hey, everybody, we're going to be doing light touch tonight. And so I just want to encourage everybody, get some feathers, get something soft. We're going to be doing light touch. I'll put Jay on in a moment. Jay, do you have a feather to demonstrate? Or I'll see if Jan has anything. There's Jan. There we go. Now you don't have to do that. I can even use my hair or my dog's paw. But we are going to be doing some light touch work a little bit today. So there you go. Find something soft. Set yourself with. Oh yeah, please have a seat, Connie. Hey, you know that guy?
I know that guy.
Yeah.
That's my husband.
Isn't that
Would you believe?
amazing? They are married after 20 years. It's a very beautiful thing. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to show this video of Barbara Marx Hubbard first. So introduce it to us. Tell us a little bit about what we're about to see.
Okay. Well, in 2020, here at the Conscious Life Expo, I was invited to do a tribute to Barbara Marx Hubbard, who died in 2019, who passed on. And Diane Maxwell invited me to do that. And I invited Celestine Starr to join me. And so the two of us did a very lovely honoring of Barbara Marx Hubbard. And I've cut that down to 5 minutes. And Scott's going to screen it for you tonight.
Great.
So we can honor Celestine and Barbara,
Yeah.
who have both passed in the spirit world.
You know, the Conscious Life Expo has actually had many different names. I was first going to it 30 years ago as the Whole Life Expo. And many of us have been coming for a long, long time to all these different versions of it. And so it's wonderful to celebrate Celestine, whom we love, who is always at the Expo, Barbara, who has been such a leader for us. So it's a really sweet video, and I think you'll all enjoy it.
I'd like to bring on Connie Baxter-Marlowe and Celestine Starr. Thank you.
And Barbara was a cosmic visionary. She was a true billionaire, trillionaire. She saw the billions of galaxies and trillions of stars that burst forth when the Big Bang gave birth to matter, consciousness gave birth to matter. And she tracked it through those billions of years to us, to planet Earth, to us and our hearts. And please touch your heart now. And know that Barbara Marx Hubbard was calling forth your deepest heart's desire, your evolutionary impulse, so that you can carry on the evolution of the cosmos, of humanity, and give birth to Homo Amore Universalis, a new species, a new level of consciousness. She also gave us a great gift in her understanding that every crisis is a birth. How many of you resonate to that in these times of crisis? How many of you resonate to the fact that each of these crises, personal and collective, are in fact a birth? Anybody? Yes. Okay. Well, anyone who does resonate to that, and anyone who has that question, just know that quantum science has shown us that we affect the reality that we create through the observer effect. This pure physics, okay? That we create what we put our attention on. And that we affect the collective with our thoughts through quantum entanglement. Please understand it is our responsibility to stay focused on this positive future that Barbara saw and brought to us. And we do that through honoring our own hearts. So I just want to say to you, fly like a butterfly. Come out of the chrysalis and give birth to Homo Amore Universalis. It's up to us. Thank you, Connie.
From the heavens, we are calling you. Na, 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 na. We are calling you. in divine praise. We humbly bow to you, Barbara, in this marvelous, magnificent tribute to you, honoring the illumination of your beingness. We honor and welcome you into our circle of love. We are all gathered here today at the Conscious Life Expo, not only to awaken our consciousness for evolutionary purpose, but to honor you, Barbara. I'm going to close with a prayer. In the brightest love, we gift you, Barbara, our brilliant heart of trust, and hold to you beyond the veil, for you are now a guide to all of us. Thank you. May the workings here today be of benefit to all sentient beings. May it be a benefit to you, Barbara, as you carry our prayers and our sharing beyond the veil, in the highest light, in the deepest love. Oh, blessed be.
Unmute.
We are unmuted.
Thank you. There's really something to see Celestine, who's no longer with us.
Oh, can you believe it?
Barbara, who's no longer with us. Are you hearing us now, Omashar?
Yes.
Okay, great. Andrew, what was that like for you?
Oh, to realize that Celestine is gone as well, and I'm sitting here at Sunrise Ranch, right in this very spot where I'm sitting. Barbara sat here many a time. I was her videographer, among other things. We worked together, we conversed together. Every Tuesday evening we had a glass of red wine together and talked about deep stuff. So yeah. And one of her subjects was the continuity of consciousness. You really wanted to know what was going to happen once she was on the other side. So Barbara, come on, we're here, we're open, we're ready. Speak, girl.
Has anybody had channeled her or had an experience like that we know of?
Well, people do, yeah.
Seems that way.
That's not one of my gifts to receive that, but so many people feel they're driven by her and visited by her.
There was another question that came in that maybe you can answer from Laura Chamberlain. Andrew, do you know what Barbara March Hubbard thought about theosophy, Madame Blavatsky and the Theosophical movement?
I honestly don't, because Barbara was always, for me, she was very forward-looking, futuristic, she was headed there. I'm certain she had lots of information and opinions and thoughts, but honestly, she was just, you could never have a conversation with Barbara that wasn't cutting edge, that was breaking fresh ground. It just seemed that way, always.
Wow. Well, you have created something really special. I listened to it as I was driving to San Diego, whenever that was, like 10 days ago, I guess. It was a Wednesday. And it's beautiful. And I'd love for you and Connie to introduce about the trust frequency and the 10 assumptions. And then I'd love for us to hear them.
Well, let me tell you one thing, as far as Barbara's concerned, I was the last one with her in the hospital before she went into the 5-day coma that she didn't come out of. And the last thing she said to me before I left is, Connie, we have to work together on the trust frequency.
Wow.
So Barbara had us on her Awakening a New Species. She would totally resonated to the trust frequency construct. And we're just delighted to be here to share it with the folks here.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, we're just happy to have the consciousness get to the level where the world is ready for that big leap beyond duality. Okay, it's huge. It's the biggest leap we have yet to take, which is out of victim consciousness into understanding that it's all love. Okay, how is it all love when there's war, when there's murder, when there's abuse? How is that? Well, we have a construct on the nature of the universe that resolves that paradox. And so here we have it. We have definitions that we use, definitions of the words that we use, and these 10 assumptions. And what are your thoughts on that?
I'd just like to say that we certainly have a challenged world, do we not? As a species, we have created this world that we're experiencing in 2023, and from certain perspectives, it looks dangerous, it looks unsettling, it looks uncertain, right? The reason for that is actually remarkably simple. We are basing our existence on a set of outdated, erroneous, may I say false, assumptions about the nature of reality. So I say this: change your assumptions and the world changes with you. And that's the essence of the work that one needs to do to enter this state of consciousness that we call the trust frequency. Because you can only trust something you know to be true. You really have to know it's true. Most of what we think we know, we inherited from our predecessors. And we never questioned the stuff that we were taught by our parents, by our culture. So we can change it if we so choose.
Beautiful, thank you. Connie, do you want to add to that, or sure? Like, what is the trust frequency? What is the idea?
Okay, I want to say something that we just had Yeshua and Magdalene here. Okay, in my view of things, Jesus was a way shower into the trust frequency, what it looks like in that frequency. Okay, so it's all vibration, it's all energy, and it's a completely different reality in the higher frequencies. The laws are expanded, and there's more beauty, balance, joy, and abundance than we can fathom. And he showed us that with the loaves and the fishes. Okay. And his healing abilities, the loaves and the fishes showing us unlimited abundance. Okay, that's what exists in this frequency. When we walk in absolute trust beyond duality, we access a vibratory level that he was showing us. And he said that. He said, this and you will do and more.
Right, this and other things these shall do. Right.
Do and more. Okay, and it's starting to happen. All the quantum healing that we have now, that we're moving into, out of that old paradigm of a doctor has to fix me and this has to be a drug that has to fix me. We have that ability within ourselves to do that. And he showed us that. And so it was so sweet to have those folks here prior to this, because they're speaking from that frequency. So
and I gotta say, it was really, it was high vibe. I mean, I really was like blown away by the extraordinary energy, not just the words. I mean, obviously they're beautiful words being said, but the energy was really powerful. Very, very, very high level.
So see, in my view of things, the earth has been in a lower frequency, and we've all been responding to that lower frequency, all races, yellow, red, black, and white. We've all responded to that lower frequency, and it's a frequency of fear, of separation, of scarcity. Okay, so we've built all these systems and behaviors on those energies. So there's no shame, no blame. We've done the best we could with the energies we've been working with, the dominant energy on the planet. And now that energy is shifting, and it's a higher frequency. So everything's collapsing that was done in that old frequency. So we don't have to point fingers and shame and blame anybody, because that's a low frequency. That's a lack of understanding. That's a separation energy. So the unity energy that's coming forth is calling us into this higher reality, but we have to choose it. We have to bring it through the physical, through our choices. So that's the job right now we have to do, is to trust it enough, to trust the universe and know that everything happens for us, not to us in our lives. And we move out of victim to beloved, and we go forward into a reality we don't even have any idea of truly what it's going to look like. We have to trust it and know that this emergent process that you're a part of with your show, you're bringing on all these aspects of the higher vibration, the pathway to that.
Mhm.
And we each are contributing in that way. So it's, a grandmother once said, I said, is there going to be a leader of this thing? And she said, no, we're each going to fit our pieces of the hoop together and create the hoop of life.
I love that. And the Dalai Lama, when asked who the next Dalai Lama was going to be, said, no, there is no one. It's going to be community. It's going to be humanity is the next Dalai Lama.
Yeah, and the Christ consciousness. I mean, I got that long ago. It's not going to be the return of Jesus, one being.
right.
It's in all of us. It's the Christ consciousness coming through all of us.
All right, so tell us about the 10 assumptions. And I'm going to put the full camera on you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
And on, of course, your husband.
yeah, my
I love calling him your husband.
Yeah, isn't it sweet? We're husband and wife as of Christmas Eve day. So, yeah, we have these 10 assumptions for a new paradigm. And we have definitions that of the words that we use for them, because we use the words in different ways than are normally used. So, Andrew, do you want to say anything as a preface to this?
So when Connie and I met 20 years ago, I had been, excuse me, I had been immersed in Sufism and Native American spirituality and all of these different wisdom schools. And Connie had something different that I'd never heard before. She had an articulation of the nature of reality that for me was completely fresh, new, unique. And I kept saying to her, Connie, you've got to write a book. You've got to write a book. Turned out I wrote the book. And a part of my writing of the book was to put some structure to this reality, to this articulation that she had developed. And so the original title of the book was The 10 Assumptions, based on the idea that, okay, so we had the 10 commandments. What about the 10 assumptions? Because if we can switch our fundamental beliefs, our worldview, our assumptions about the nature of the universe, about the nature of reality, and have a completely different lens through which we experience life, we will create for ourselves and those around us a very different world.
Yeah, so he wrote the book. He wanted to make it a pop book. So it's called The Trust Frequency, 10 Assumptions for a New Paradigm. And we have an online ebook at thetrustfrequency.net/CLU-ebook. That's a synopsis of this book. And so Scott wants us to go into the 10 assumptions. And so let's do that. And the definitions that we use are very important. Let's say, like humanity. Humanity is a collection of divine, autonomous, sovereign beings who have chosen to incarnate on earth on the soul's journey to wholeness, self-love, self-acceptance, alignment with our divinity and our purpose. Okay, so right there is a big chunk of information about who we are as a species. Okay, we have chosen, that's free will. Okay, we are on a soul's journey to wholeness, which is self-love and self-acceptance and alignment with our divinity and purpose. So we actually have an online course that takes these principles and applies them to our relationships with ourselves and the universe and others. And that's called the Dance of Souls. So that basic definition of humanity is key in that, because we chose to incarnate on this journey. We gave permission to a conscious, loving universe to take us on this journey. So another key definition is the definition of love. Do you want to tell them the definition of love that we use?
So I think you're getting at that our terminology is different from, frequently quite different from what you might find, shall we say, in the dictionary. So love, what's love? Everybody knows what love is. Maybe not. Maybe love is the most misunderstood word in the English language. Love is a fundamental quantum energy. It is the primordial energy which creates and sustains all things. It is the power of the universe. It is, in fact, the universe. There is nothing that is not love. Love is everything. How's that for a definition of love? And once you know that and you're in love, oh my goodness, it's a different universe.
And so what we're bringing forth is that universal love, which is unconditional, that gives us everything we ask for. Okay, so what are we asking? What are our requests? Our requests are our consciousness. And we have 7 aspects of our consciousness that are our requests to the universe. Okay, so that's one way of saying it. They are our requests to the conscious loving universe, these 7 aspects of our consciousness. But guess what? It's all energy. It's all vibration. They determine our frequency. Okay, so that's key to just get the physics of it. It's all physics. It's just that simple. So these 7 aspects of our consciousness, I'm going to say them in one sentence so that you see the modifiers of these words. So listen very carefully so that you can really grok how these 7 aspects of our consciousness affect our vibration and are our requests to the loving universe. Okay, here it goes. With expanded awareness, and they all begin with A, okay? We call them the 7 A's. With expanded awareness and accurate assumptions, we choose our attitude, consciously direct our attention, align with our highest inner promptings, take committed action, and allow the loving universe to manifest beyond our wildest dreams. So that's a little checklist that one can use on a daily basis.
It's a toolkit.
It's a little toolkit.
Yep.
And so I'm not running through our 10 assumptions like one by one. I'm just kind of giving you an encapsulated view of it. So that we're not just giving you a list, we're giving you a concept. So,
but I would like to, at least, because it changes everything, just tell you the first assumption. The first assumption is this: we live in a conscious, loving universe. Now, I'm a science guy. I have all kinds of degrees in physics and chemistry and mathematics and stuff like that, and I was not taught that I lived in a conscious, loving universe. In fact, I was told that the universe was more like a giant clockwork machine. It didn't even know I existed. So you see the thing about, that's a very fundamental assumption for an awful lot of people, and that's a bleak reality. It has created the world we see today. Flip that on its head, realize, wake up to the fact that we live in a conscious, loving universe. We've always known that. The ancient rishis knew that. The indigenous people know that. And now we know that. And as we awaken to that, it changes everything. Just that one assumption. And there's 10 of them.
and the second part of that is there is only love. Okay, so that creates a paradox. How can there be only love? Well, the next assumption is the universe loves us unconditionally. It gives us everything we ask for. The third assumption is, okay, what are our requests? The 7 A's, the 7 aspects of our consciousness.
Well, we create reality with the power of our consciousness, and our consciousness can be broken down into those 7 A's. Yeah. So it's pretty simple stuff. It's like 3rd grade stuff. It's not too difficult to grok and really assimilate into our hearts and beings.
Except that we have to take them as absolutely true. That's the tough part. Okay, because you can say, oh yeah, that's love and that's not love. Okay, okay, that's love, but. So there are no buts. In this reality, there are no buts.
It's all love.
Yeah, it's all love. And that takes us beyond
energy.
duality into a higher frequency. We're not going to get into that frequency until we make that shift.
Yeah.
Okay, it's huge. And it's that field that Rumi talked about. Thank God for Rumi. So we can quote Rumi and say, okay, he talks about that field. Okay, out beyond right doing and wrongdoing, where when you lie down in that grass, it's just too beautiful to talk about. Even you and me doesn't make any sense. Okay, he's speaking about that field of oneness, of us in that unity consciousness where there is no other that to fight with. And ultimately, Jesus has shown us the abundance that lives in that frequency. So guess what? The war, peace on earth is a given, because there's nothing to fight over, because we have more abundance than we can fathom. And there's nobody to fight with because we're all one. So peace on earth is a given. So this whole concept of the conscious loving universe and the new physics is going to the conscious universe, right? And Nassim and Jude Curran and Greg, Braden and those guys, they're all talking about the conscious universe, but nobody's yet saying the conscious loving universe. So Andrew and I are bringing something unique to the table, and we're not physicists and we're not PhDs, but guess what? We see something, we know something. And this came through my experience with Indigenous elders, visionary Indigenous elders who came into my life to show me the missing pieces of the paradigm I was seeking. And I saw through them this conscious loving universe, and the physics is proving it to some degree, but it can't prove the love. That has to come from the human heart. And from my understanding, all of creation is awaiting the love in the human heart, the opening of the human heart. And that's what's up. You hear it everywhere now.
Right.
The heart is opening. Okay, guess what? We are the universe. When we release that love, we're very unique in this whole cosmic picture, because we have this love that we're carrying in our hearts. And when we open our hearts, we're going to change all of creation, because we are all of creation. So there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Andrew, could you put into the chat box the link where we can take people to, and I'm going to go there next. I want to read a couple comments that have come in from people while Andrew puts in whatever link we should go to. I so appreciate Reverend Jeffrey, because he's always bringing us back to the Resonance Science Foundation. And again, they have a lot of Barbara Marx Hubbard stuff there. They have a course for kids. Laura Chamberlain wrote, there's proof that the universe is in fact conscious. I just heard Greg Braden talk about the science showing how large stars which are exploding will move away from other stars and planet bodies before they release all of that energy. Wow. Just a lot of appreciation coming in. Dia talking about Jimmy Twyman at Namaste Village, and Ahiki, I never know how to pronounce that. Ahiki has gifted the global community with all of this. There it is, the trustfrequency.net. So we're going to go there as to kind of wrap this up, so that people can learn what you guys are doing and how to get more of it.
And also know that we have an online course called The Dance of Souls that is on our website that applies these principles to our relationship with ourselves, others, and the universe, so that we really can move into self-love and move out of victim to beloved, and move through all of our masks and defense mechanisms that we've put in place to survive and to cover up those parts of ourselves we don't love yet. And we came with a job to do, and that is to move into our divinity and into self-love. So we have that course for practical application.
And where do we find that here? Right here,
right
the Dance of Souls. So
Yeah.
everybody, you're looking at the website. For those of you watching on Facebook, it's the trustfrequency.net. The trustfrequency.net. The is actually in the title there. Here is the Dance of Souls, which is their wonderful program that they do, the Relationship Revolution, with Andrew and Connie, our newlyweds.
Yeah.
And I love you guys both so much. Thank you so much for your wisdom, for what you're sharing. Love you guys.
Yeah, we love you, Scott, and all
Thank you,
your
Scott. We love you.
And so what's next? We're going to have Fanny and Vigari play a little music. And then we've got Raquel Spring right here in the house. There she is.
Whoa.
Is this fun being in person with everybody? So I'm going to go to Fanny and Vigari. And you know, one of the things they just sent me that's really cool. As I mentioned before, a lot of us have been going to the Whole Life Expo for a long, long time. It's been a big part of our life for a big time. And they sent me a newspaper article, which I'm going to show right now, of when they were at a Whole Life Expo in Los Angeles 25 years ago. And they were on the cover of Lifestyle, and I recognize that type from when I was in Los Angeles, living there at the time. I was probably at that expo. I probably danced to Fanny and Vigari, and there they are, the immortals. So we all go back a long way. Hey, Fanny and Vigari, it's so great to have you with us.
Hola, amigo.
Yes, we've come a
Hola.
long way.
Come a long way. What do you got for us tonight? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, a song that will just go along with all this beautiful wisdom that you have brought to our lives. Thank you so much. It's so inspiring to listen to all of you. We are so inspired by your loving. So this one is called Remember Who You Are.
you are. Remember who you are. Remember. At the end of the rainbow, there is a pot of gold, a golden treasure your heart beholds. The treasure of your heart is gold, gold at the end of the rainbow. You are gold dust, gold light, pure love, pure light, pure love, pure light. Starlight, starlight. Remember we are love, 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 love. Remember who you
Go to gallery view and I'll give them a really big twinkle. We're all remembering who we are. It's so good. It's so good to remember who we are, isn't it? Oh, you too. Thank you so much. We're going to have another song from Fanny and Bigard tonight. I think we're going to be lucky and have a second one. And I want to remind everybody that you can learn more. I put them in the chat box. They also have their music is available on Bandcamp. They are the Mystiques 1111. So you go to the Mystiques 1111.bandcamp.com, and that's where you can find their albums, their music. Thank you so much for blessing us. What do you remember the most about the Expo 25 years ago?
Oh, I remember that there was a huge conference room with a yogi in there. Remember that, Vigari? The yogi, all the yogis inside.
I think it was Yogi Bhajan.
Yogi Bhajan. And it was thousands of people. And us, we came to Yogi Bhajan. He was right there at the door, and they all came to dance with us outside the door, under the stars. It was the ultimate bliss is to have all these yogis dancing with us, with the Yogi Bhajan with us. And it was really, really a truly a memorable time. And also another thing I remember is that the food really sucked.
It's gotten better. The food has gotten much, much better. I'm happy to say.
I sure hope so.
Well, you guys are gorgeous. And we're going to hear from Raquel Spring next, and then we're going to do Light Touch. And maybe you'll play a little music during Light Touch, perhaps. Connie is still with us. And Connie, there were a couple comments that came in. And since you're not at the computer, you didn't see this. So I want to just read a couple things. Janice Hall wrote, Connie, you rocked it. You gave the trust frequency magnificent, magical, loving form for all listening to step into easily and effortlessly. And there are a lot of other wonderful comments that came in. Just want to make sure you were hearing. This is Raquel Spring, and many of you have seen her on the show before, but anybody who hasn't seen her, she's my favorite astrologer. And she's, as you're about to see, she is extremely eloquent. She has this remarkable ability to share pretty complex wisdom and knowledge and science in a way that is very applicable to our lives. So, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Can I just say that I am so touched? I was crying just now listening to the music and watching all of you join in and, you know, just add your light and your heart and your energy. And I just felt so much heart expansion right now that I just wanted to share. So beautiful.
I'm going to say, yeah, that works. We can have that background there. Oh, there we are. We're at the Conscious Life Expo, Raquel.
We are. Yes. Yes.
And she was just like going,
oh, so good. It's so inspiring. It's so uplifting and heart opening. And to see everyone here joining and dancing, and it just moved me to tears.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the Vigari. And thank you, Jay Mayer, for finding you guys. Jay's back with us. So thank you, Jay. So a long time ago, we got a question before you came into the room, Raquel. You saw that.
I didn't hear the question, but I heard you saying, let's ask Raquel. I was like, right on time.
Right. Well, the question, and
What was the question?
And I'll take a few more questions from people. Let me get the exact, it was about what's happening on March 23rd. So people want to know, or somebody wanted to know, what's the meaning of this big change of Pluto and Aquarius on March 23rd? And how does that impact us?
Well, so I'm a fourth generation astrologer, and astrology not only runs in my lineage, but it also runs in my soul, my heart and soul. And so when I speak about these events and these alignments in astrology altogether, it really is coming from a deep place of love, of awareness, of reverence for our process. And astrology really is a tool that helps us understand our process. Whether we're looking at our process individually or collectively, astrology is an intelligent system that helps us understand. And it, you know, with astrology, we don't feel lost or disoriented because we have a roadmap, you know? And so the roadmap for 2023 is so much change. But knowing about this and knowing the dates, knowing the times, knowing the moments that this has been preordained, it helps us ease into the process with ease and grace. And so we don't feel so overwhelmed because we know the process. So Pluto entering Aquarius, this is what's happening on March 23rd. This is a very important part of the process. It's opening energetically a portal where we are finally ready for the new that's coming in. So many of you may have heard about there's a big event happening in March 23rd. But this is just the beginning. Astrology shows us that we go through these cycles, and there are so many other astrological aspects that come in and interweave with that specific event or cycle. So Pluto entering Aquarius is just the beginning of a massive catalyst change that we are calling forth, we're bringing in. So what type of change are we looking at here? This is a change of era. Humanity is changing. There is a new human archetype that is rising. And you can feel that right now within your heart, within your soul. We are not only calling this change, but we are here for this change. That is why you were born at the time you were born, and you are here at this moment in time with us. because we're all part of this change. So collectively, we've been calling in this change, and we've been ushering in more and more this energy, this change. And Pluto entering Aquarius is the catalyst that is initiating full force. Now, we've already initiated, there's many different stages of this, but there's just something that happens when Pluto changes signs, which is, Pluto is the slowest moving planet. So we're talking here about a couple decades that
It takes to go around the sun.
know that it goes through one sign alone.
Mm.
So Pluto entered Capricorn, which is where it's at now, before entering Aquarius, Capricorn. So Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. Now, if you go back to 2008 and you notice what was happening in the world at that time, there was a massive financial recession.
Right.
And this financial recession began in 2008 and is ending now. The energy of it, not necessarily the recession, but this was the beginning of a transformation in our foundations. Now, Capricorn rules the foundations, and it also has to do with the government structures. So it's not just financial. And when Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, that was just the beginning. Why did we have to go through that in preparation for where we are at today? Because now, as Pluto ends his journey in Capricorn, really finalizing the destruction and the rebirth of the financial systems and of all the systems in place right now. That's the role of Pluto in Capricorn. That enables us to get into the next cycle, which is Aquarius. Pluto entering Aquarius. So when Pluto, let's talk a little bit about Pluto. Pluto is a planet of transformation. He brings radical shifts, radical changes wherever he goes. This is the complete death and then rebirth of something new. And so when Pluto comes around, we can expect to go all the way with that theme. Pluto will not settle for anything less, all the way. So when Pluto entered Capricorn, that was the beginning of the end of our societal structures. Now, of course, Pluto and Capricorn was working together with many other alignments. And like I said, all the planets in alignments, they interweave together to form a bigger picture. And so this Pluto and Capricorn was the beginning of the end of our era. This is the foundations not only of ourselves and our lives, but of society in general. It's so profound, it's so powerful. And even though Pluto was, in Capricorn, of course, the world felt that. We all have Capricorn somewhere in our charts.
Mm-hmm.
So that death and rebirth in the foundations of our life can be mapped individually as well. When I get people's charts, I can tell them, oh, in 2008, you went through the beginning of a death and rebirth in this area of your life. You're like, oh. Well, all you have to do is find where Capricorn is in your chart. And right now, we are at the last little bit, the last degree of Capricorn.
Mm.
And the last degree of any sign is the degree of urgency. Any sign, you're wrapping up that sign's themes. And it doesn't matter which planet. Could be Mars, could be Venus. Pluto is the most intense of them. So Pluto at the 29th degree of Capricorn is the end of the end of the end. And that's why there's so much pressure, because not only in the world, but it's also in our personal charts, in our personal lives. And so we're feeling that. Additionally, there's so many other astrological alignments happening, contributing to the all or nothing extreme point of pressure that is so necessary. so that we can finalize that phase and get ready for the new one. So the new one that we're opening in now, this is what March 23rd is about. And that's why it's so powerful and important, because in March 23rd, Pluto is going to finally end his journey in Capricorn and then open Aquarius, which is going to be a whole other vibe and a whole other energy. And the energy of Aquarius really brings a revolutionary aspect to our lives. Now, remember, this is also individually, especially even more than globally. It's only happening globally because of this first. So this awakening to the Aquarian energy is primarily happening within each one of us. And that's what I'm here actually at the Conscious Life Expo to share. And yesterday I had a beautiful presentation around this, around the age of Aquarius and what that means for humanity moving forward. So I do want to say that even though March 23rd is when Pluto enters Aquarius, Pluto will go retrograde. And on June 11th, he's going to go back into Capricorn in the last 2 degrees, 28, 29, once again.
Wow.
Until the end of the year. And so from July until the end of the year, we're going to see a little bit more of that last little bit. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be intense in the best of ways. This is how diamonds are created. This is how the pressure is what allows that birthing and the emerging to occur. So let's just remember that, because the rest of the year is like the old hanging on for that last little bit. Wait, just give me a little more time. And this is where we're going to see a lot of the new coming in and the old trying to stay a little bit longer or trying to change to adapt to the new. But no, we're in completely new territory. And so it really is not until January of 2024. That is when Pluto fully enters Aquarius for good. And so in 2024, this is where we're really going to start seeing the results. Right now, a lot of us are doing this by faith because we feel in our heart, because we know in our soul, and we're just bringing that more and more and more, that energy. And I want to encourage you to keep doing that, because there are so many of us that are waking up right now. And in 2024, the momentum is going to be so fully there for so many types of revolutionary concepts and ideas and experiences to enter our reality. So from 2024 until the end of the decade, we're going to see a very accelerated shift in all aspects of our reality. Now, this is happening because we are calling this forth. So there's much I can say about that, but I do just want to say that this new energy coming in is going to have to do with all aspects of society, government, education, financial systems. It's all being replaced right now. Our grids are changing, our physical grids, the earth grids, it's all changing. So we're changing this in preparation to receive the new concepts, the new understandings of reality, and how we're going to just go about our days. You know, how are we going to express ourselves? What are we going to eat? How are we going to live? It's all shifting so fast. So I hope that helps to explain.
Oh my God. I've got to go to no background. Otherwise I'm like the ghost
Yes.
coming in and out. And that's Beamy in the background. She'll be up in a little while. We love Beamy. Isn't she amazing at her ability to eloquently share that information? I so appreciate you, Raquel.
One of my passions that I love about what I do with astrology is to just help people understand what's happening. It's so easy. It's so clear. It's so beautiful to see the map and be like, oh, okay, all right, we're on schedule, we're on time. Everything is absolutely perfect. And if there's ever a time to ride the wave, this is it. If there was ever a time to step forth into your light, your purpose, your heart, your awareness, this is it. So I share the things I do, and I do the work with astrology that I do to help people find that peace in their heart, that everything is absolutely.
I'm going to bring Omashar up because he and I both have a similar question
Okay.
about the recent full moon.
Oh,
And I'll share my half, and then we'll go to Omashar for his half.
please.
I had so many couples reach out to me with, "Oh my God, Scott, I don't know if I can do this relationship any
Okay.
longer."
Yes.
Including couples that are solid, that are strong.
Mhm.
I mean, it was really something. I had at least a dozen couples reach out to me within 24, 36 hours of that full moon. So that's my part of the question. And Omashar has a part of the question too.
My part of the question was rather personal in that I had so much stuff come up from my emotional body that I hadn't even, over the last 3-4 years of full moons, I haven't felt that. And because I'm in a place of my life where I'm just embracing it, I just had to watch it and watch that I wasn't triggered by it. And I was wondering if there was any specific quality of this past full moon in the last few days that would cause that, or is it just me and I'm ready for my stuff to come up?
My dear, I can feel my spirit hugging you right now. My soul is just enveloping you right now and just feeling everything you shared. This is your experience and so many people's experience as well. And I am going to say, I have a full video where I do full moon gatherings once a month with my community. And this is just a free token of my love from you and for my community. And so every full moon, we talk about the energies of that month and what is the full moon speaking about. So I do recommend if you just type Raquel Spring, Leo full moon, this is the Leo full moon of 2023. That's the full moon you're talking about.
Yes.
You're going to see a whole video where I go in depth about what is really happening. So I'm going to just give a brief explanation here. But if you want to go deeper, watch that video. It's very informative. And also very enlightening to help us understand not only what's happening now, but in the few months from now as well. Because the full moon that we had in Leo was extremely powerful for many, many, many reasons. First of all, the full moon that we just had was in the sign of Leo. Now, Leo is a very strong energy at the moment. In Leo, we're having the Black Moon Lilith that actually just entered Leo in January. And the Black Moon Lilith will stay in a sign for 9 months. Okay. Now, this is very important because the Black Moon Lilith in Leo, before Leo, she was in Cancer. I say she, but it's a very feminine archetype. She was in Cancer, and in Cancer, she was really bringing the shadow aspects of the wounded feminine to be healed. And even if we look back to last year when she was in Cancer, we could see many themes even in the world play out with women. And so this year, it's the masculine energy. And that is the masculine energy within all of us, because that is, we all have Leo somewhere in our charts. But there is something to be said right now about the masculine that is healing. And we're finding balance before we really begin this ushering in this new age. So a lot of shadow is coming up right now within the masculine, the patriarchy, and the use and misuse of power around the world. So that's just to start with. Now, the Black Moon Lilith is also right now and during the time of the full moon in an opposition with the planet Pluto.
Oh, wow.
The same planet that is on the 29th degree, wrapping things up with urgency, death, and transformation. Right? All or nothing, right before he enters Aquarius.
Wow.
So this is the shadow coming up so strong right now, and for everybody. And when I look at your individual chart, I can tell you exactly not only where this is happening in your life, but I can also tie in the whole story with why this is happening for you, where this is going, what this is asking you. So we can go really deep to map out the details that pertain specifically for you with this alignment. But this is something that we're having everybody together. We all have a Capricorn. What's that?
That's what.
Oh, I thought you said something. I'm sorry.
No, no.
Maybe it was a guardian angel.
Yeah.
So we all have Capricorn, which is where Pluto is at right now, ending his journey. And we all have a Leo house as well. So this opposition is happening for all of us. And this is where the shadows within us are more visible than ever. This is where we have the opportunity to not turn a blind eye, not point the finger and blame someone else or something else, but to look within. This is our own fears, our own shadows that are ready to be fully seen and acknowledged. And what I said to my community on the full moon gathering is that this is a beautiful wake-up call that is happening for all of us. And those that don't listen may feel this energy coming back in an even stronger way in July and August. Because in July and August, there's going to be another event happening in Leo. This is going to be the Black Moon Lilith right now just entered Leo. She's in the very beginning. By July and August, she's going to be farther along, getting ready to leave Leo. But by the time she does that and she's well through Leo, she's going to encounter the planet Venus, also in Leo. And at that time, Venus is going to go retrograde.
Mm.
So I'm actually anticipating July, August, and September to be the most intense months of this year. Not for everybody. Everybody's chart is different, but for the majority of all of us, we all have Leo in our chart. So we're all going to experience this energy. And, you know, when Venus retrogrades, it's really a time of going deep, deep, deep within our values. This is where our relationships don't work. This is what anything that we are unhappy with starts to come out, because this is where we're ready to notice what is not aligned with our values anymore. This is a time where we have to look within ourselves to reevaluate our values. And Venus has to do with relationships. Venus has to do with everything that we value, including possessions, money, and of course, anything. Could be family, it could be work, but anything that we care about. And so this is where when Venus retrogrades, and she's also going to conjunct Black Moon Lilith 3 times because of the retrograde back and forth, it's really going to create a catalyst for us to again face the shadows. And these are the shadows, what I told my community this month of the full moon. What's happening right now in your life are the themes that may be coming up again in July and August for you to have one last look and just make sure and be sure, like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. So again, I can tell you exactly what it is based on your chart, based on what all the other planets are doing in relationship to that. But just knowing that gives us so much comfort that we want the experience to come. We want to see what the shadows are now before we get to July and August, and we're going to have another reality check over there, and it's going to be global. And so for us to anticipate this and know, okay, I can walk this with awareness, with balance, and it doesn't matter what the shadow is that's coming up. I'm ready to see it in full awareness. And I hope that helps to explain a little bit. Again, you can go to the video of the full moon and understand all the aspects of this energy. But I want to honor and acknowledge that this full moon was very big, and it's just the beginning.
Yes.
because it's also speaking about Pluto entering Aquarius. And so that is ultimately what this full moon is speaking about. It's the last preparation of the ending of the old to usher in the new energy of Aquarius. So,
Wow.
That was awesome, Raquel. Thank you so much. Far out.
you're so welcome, my
And I'm
dear.
so glad that I'm in a place in my life where I'm willing to see everything. And I'm noticing that my old patterns of wanting to run away are also just as alive in me at the moment. So I'm getting triggered daily, but I'm going, hang on a minute, I created this, so it's okay.
And thank you for this vulnerability, because you're not the only one. We all are. We all are having opportunities to notice where we are still holding back from our full power. And these are just, they're gifts, because a lot of this is buried so deep, or we have other distractions or things that we don't even notice. So this is the opportunity where we are gifting ourselves the opportunity to be free. And so, my love, I'm in this with you. I'm sure you are too. We're-
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
We're all
Thank
wonderful
you for your
Tiggers.
bravery and for your heart as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're going to have an Omashar song, and then we're going to do some wonderful light touch. But I definitely want to let people know about
Yes.
Rachel's website and how to get more.
Raquel.
Did I just say Rachel?
Yes,
I
but it's
did.
everybody does. It's
Oh my
okay.
God, and I know I love this person. Anyway, yes. So her website is her name, raquelspring.com. raquelspring.com. And she said she's got you can book a session with her, and I know you're pretty booked out, so
I'm pretty booked out, but I always have room for one more. I love what I do.
she's so good
my
at
gosh.
it.
I am
She's so good
passionate,
at it.
yes.
So this is where you can go, you can book your session. And are you still taking people into your monthly program?
Well, I have a school as well for people that want to learn how to read their own charts and not have to rely on the astrologer. So
Where do we find that?
So right now we just put this in on hold right now, the mentorship and community.
Okay.
We're coming soon.
Okay.
But you can go to book your session as well.
Okay.
And that has my sessions, and then the blogs and videos will have updates.
Okay.
And yes, there's many ways that I'm supporting people, and from all types and all, all the way from the free videos on YouTube and monthly guidance on the energies, all the way to the personal individual sessions where you can dive deep with me to understand your alignments. And then of course I have the mentorship program. This is where I guide my students to how to use astrology to read their own charts and others as well. So yes.
I want to do a testimonial for her for a moment. I mean, of course, everybody I have on the show is somebody that I believe in, and I respect and love everyone. But there are certain people like the Twin Ray that are operating at such a high vibration of frequency. Raquel is one of those people. She's operating at a very high level of service. I mean, I truly believe she's an earth angel, like many of you watching this show, that has come to our world to help us with her unique gifts, her unique way. I see Charlotte LaFranc wrote, Raquel's sessions are incredible. I highly recommend. She is so wise and so full with pure love.
Look at these beautiful comments.
Oh, there's a lot of great comments here.
You.
Yeah, I mean, look at all of this. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I've been blessed to do a couple shows with you already, or at least two, if not more.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to doing another one with you where we can just go more in depth about all these energies and, help everybody feel supported during this time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
She is. And her dedication. I mean, I recognize it because I would myself. She's so dedicated to reaching as many people as effectively as she possibly can. Mara just wrote, thank you so much. It explains what I'm feeling. Dia writes, Raquel, my stay with the Mayans told me I am another you, you are another me, and I'm thrilled to be another you.
Dia, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Omashar writes, yes, I feel the same about Raquel's high vibrational insight.
I love you all.
Yeah.
Yes,
soon.
I'm looking forward to being back, my dear. Thank you so
Oh,
much for
okay,
having
thank
me.
you. I love you.
Thank you all for sharing this beautiful space with us.
And the only thing I can imagine to help us digest all this wisdom is an Omashar song. So we're going to go to Omashar, and then it's going to be time for light touch.
Just when you think that all is lost, and the curtain looks to fall, perhaps it's just the song of hope that calls, and your trust in life exposed. No need to sit around and mope. Where there is love, there's always hope. Trust in your life and you will see that you reflect as me. Another day is here for you to live, and I'll walk it through with you. There is no doubt your heart is pure and true. So I came to remind you. No need to sit around and mope. Where there is love, there's always hope. Trust in your life and you will see that you reflect as me. I have it all that you will see. Have trust in your life and trust in me. Dust yourself down and I'll lift you up. I will fill your loving cup. Just when you thought that all was lost, I came to remind you. No need to sit around and mope. Where there is love, there's always hope. Trust in your life and you will see that you reflect as me.
Friday was kind of bringing the music back down to the conclusion there.
It's interesting because when you see the gallery view, everyone's dancing at different rates, and I was just laughing halfway through because it's all kind of so out of time that put it all together and it's in time. So anyway.
Well, you're always perfect. Absolutely.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
We can get more Omashar the same way we get the Mystique's Bandcamp. So you go to omashar.bandcamp.com. omashar.bandcamp.com. That's how you get more Omashar. And we can never get enough Omashar. That's we're blessed that you're here 3 times a week. I'm so grateful.
Sometimes 4.
Sometimes 4. I think we did 5 this week, didn't we?
I don't know. It's all in the past already.
I guess I can go to a virtual background now, so it's just me.
Yes.
All right. I am bringing up Jay Mayer, and I'm going to bring up Jan Kaplan, and they are going to talk about light touch. And I'm going to talk about light touch because where is Jan? There she is. It's a really important, we're hearing the twin Rays say it, Anthony and Renee say it, Raquel say it. It's really changing. The world is changing. And we are really, truly claiming who we really are. That song, Remember Who You Are. Right? And so we're remembering who we are, and we do that. And light touch is a wonderful practice, whether you're single or whether you do it with a friend or with a lover. It's a wonderful way to awaken the senses and do affirmations and take time to bless each other, to bless ourselves. And the founder and creator of Light Touch is Jay Mayer, and his number one Light Touch partner is Jan Kaplan. So I'd love for you two to tell us a little bit about it, and then we're going to initiate, starting tonight, on the Awakening World, the Light Touch break, where we take time to do Light Touch together. So take it away, Jay and Jan.
Jay, unmute yourself.
Well, welcome everyone. Light Touch was born, during the pandemic. It first came out, and it's a gift to the world. It's one of those things that we should already know about, and it's a way to activate our electromagnetic field to we become more like an antenna where we can connect to the invisible realms, the ancient ones, the ancestors, the angels, the indwelling spirit. I like to bless others with light touch, because as we give, so we shall receive. So, when we're all going to do this together, if you don't have a feathery object or something soft, you can just use the hairs on the back of your neck. You feel that little tingle. It's a tingle. Why is that there? Because it's a secret place. It's a special place that has magical powers that can carry your prayers and your requests to the inner domains that you can't see. Just like they're fish in the ocean. You can't see them. They're there. And with light touch, it's the same thing. Your prayers, your invocations are delivered, successfully to the angels, wherever you're focused. If you're Jesus or Yogananda or saints and gurus, it's a wonderful way to spend time with yourself. I also wanted to say, when you go to sleep at night, you can just kind of roll around in your bed, so it's like, oh yeah, that feels really nice, and send requests. Go, oh, if you can't make your rent, you go, oh, thank you for, my rent money coming now. Thank you. You always use gratitude. Gratitude and light touch work together. Thank you is the second word of power with light touch. So we go, thank you for miracles for everyone watching. And I don't just say that with my arms up. I'm making a connection to myself. And there is only one self. There's only one God. So the self that I connect to is the same one you connect to. So when we bless each other and everyone does that, it becomes exponential. And that creates good fortune and miracle healing and divine love. I will let Jan say a few words here.
Thank you. Yeah, we always come here in deep gratitude for community, and it's one thing to ask for request for yourself, but it's another thing to move that energy and to really share, in the blessings, right? So, it's looking at the glass half full, not half empty. So, whatever might be going on in our lives, we do have to look at what's going on in the rest of the world. And of course, it's not always a pretty sight, but I think if we can keep ourselves in a higher frequency and really, be open to all these amazing messages that come through on the show. It's so amazing, the teachers and the wisdom and the knowledge that are here. So, we just ask that we be open and clear to receive all the love, all the blessings, all the miracles that are here meant for us. And, we just ask that we can share in all of those blessings with everybody here, putting it out to the world, putting it out to our friends, our neighbors, our families, our loved ones, our pets make great light touch partners. And it's one thing to just sit there and pet your cat or your dog, but it's another thing to actually put them into service. And when you're touching them or lying there cozy with them or whatever, and it's, sending blessings out into the world is just such a good feeling. So even if you're feeling maybe a little bit down or maybe under the weather or whatever, it's very uplifting to do something for others. And so light touch is a really fun and just beautiful and can be a deep way of really embracing other people in not only our dreams, but in all the goodness that there is in the world. So we just ask that we can be open and clear to receive all the blessings here for everybody that's watching and everybody in our Zoom
She
room.
talked about light touch partners of animals. Here's a little Jasmine bear. I just woke her up, so she's a little bit sleepy. And Frode, I love you. Your light touch partner there. This is Frode's light touch partner. So we can be very, very creative, can't we? That's awesome. Thank you for that.
That's a mini Scott.
Oh, go ahead.
The mini Scott.
Oh.
Santa Claus.
Oh, he is a bringer of good things, isn't he?
That's great, Frode. Hey, I'm bringing Fanny and Vigari on because they are light touch partners. Is that a photograph? Oh, no, it is a photograph. Fanny and Vigari, come join us. Oh, no, they are live. Okay. I had the camera on you. You guys were so frozen. I couldn't tell if it was a photograph or not. Do you guys want to, are you going to do light touch together or are you going to play music while we do light touch?
Play something.
Okay. So let's all practice. I'm going to practice light touch using the paw of my dog or maybe my hair. And as I see other people doing light touch, I'll bring you onto camera as well.
You can use your clothing too.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and start the music. And Jay, do you want to just guide people at all?
Well, we ask for divine love. And divine love is the highest form of love. It's divine. And just ask for everyone watching right now to be blessed. We ask everyone else, everyone here to bless everyone and our families and our finances and our health and anyone who comes to mind, our children, our elders, our health. So thank you for delivering these blessings to the angelic realm and invoking them to help us with every. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for blessing all of our urgent, unmet needs. We ask the angels to sweep through any obstructions to us living our best life now. Realize our best
Space. time.
Blessings to everyone.
The basic elements of physical reality on this three-dimensional plane. We open ourselves to receive the pure vibrations of pure spirit. That fundamental force that we know as love. Love. The substance that we are all made of. Open up. Receive the vibrations from each other. And pass them on. Transmit them. Transmit, receive. We all are one. To give is to receive.
Share the blessings.
We give thanks for blessings. The blessings of the Creator. The blessings of love. The blessings of every gift that we can imagine that we have. It's all ours. It's all given. Here to be shared with everyone. The lessons that we learn. You are love.
We are, yes, we are love.
Made from love. Made by love. Made with love. Made to love.
I am love that shines all over. I am love, this life beyond eternity. Love so pure, so free. This love's a flame rising
We carry that vision, all of us, within us. Maintain it. Continue it.
Share to Mother Gaia and all its children.
That was so beautiful. How wonderful to see our friends all around the world. Frode in Norway, where it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning there now. People from all over the world, Canada, the United States, Europe, all doing light touch, all doing blessings, maximum grace, and then the beautiful music of Fanny and Vigari that is so angelic. Thank you so much, Fanny and Vigari. Thank you, Jay, for bringing light touch into the world. Thank you, Frode, for getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be with us. And thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight, for doing light touch. We are going to start a regular daily light touch practice group. We'll be talking about that over the next week. And we're going to be doing light touch during every show now a little bit. We're going to find a special time to do that. So what a lovely show it's been. I'm going to go down and actually see some more friends at the expo, maybe have some dinner. And tomorrow morning, we're going to be back with the Twin Ray are going to join us tomorrow. I had a beautiful communion with them tonight, or this afternoon. It's very special. And we've got other friends who are going to join us. Daniel Brinkley is planning on dropping in, and several other friends. So tomorrow morning, Sacred Sunday show at 10 o'clock Pacific time. We'll do some light touch as well. So I hope to see all of you tomorrow. And thank you for being with us tonight. I'm going to go to gallery view one more time for everybody to twinkle, and you can turn on your microphones. You can say hello if you want. Thank you so much. I love each and every one of you so much. Look at her.
Namaste.
We got a little baby Jasmine bear there. Wow, I love it. All right, thank you, everybody. Good night.
We love you.
Thanks so much.